Hey there, Ryan Kingsline here, and in this video I want to talk about one thing. I want to talk about how to be amazing. Amazing in your art, in your career, and it's not as hard as you might think. In fact, it might be, as it was for me, just a simple new way of thinking about things. See, we all have resources that we don't use. We've all taken class after class, we've all studied this thing and studied that thing. But if we are sitting here right now and we're looking at this art and this craft and we're saying to ourselves, I am interested in this. I want to do this. I am interested in this. We are saying not just one thing, we are saying two things. And that's the crux of this. So I want to make sure that this moment, this thing that we say next, is burned in your brain. Because if you're only interested in something, the other side of interested is indecisive, is undecided, is not sure. That's what it means to be interested. When you are interested in something, then you are not fully committed to it. That's a difference. And so how do you get amazing at something? You got to change your focus from being interested and on the corollary being indecisive. And we need to level that up, but level that up where? Let's take a look at this. So if we put these on a spectrum and we have on one side we have interested. Hey, Ryan, I'm interested in this class. Well, interested in this class, interested in this career, interested in this art, and $4 is going to get you a latte. Interested is not going to get you through the first dozen crashes of software. It's not going to get you through it's not even going to get you close to the dip. And the dip, or the valley of the suck, is where everything's going to go to hell in a handbasket. And you have that in front of you waiting for you if you are more than interested. Because again, the other side of interested is indecisive. But what we want to do is we want to get up to this place where we are passionate, and this is our purpose. If we are doing something that we are passionate about and we feel like it's our purpose in life, then we're on fire. We're feeling power within our lives. If we are interested but we're indecisive, what do you think the result is? Inactivity. Butt kiss. Nothing. So how do you go from interested, indecisive, and doing jack to this is my passion, it's my purpose in life, and feeling like you're on fire and that you have power to do this? What is the one thing that you need to do that you maybe haven't done to level you up to that area? In order to answer this question, I want you to think about another concept. We're going to talk about another concept called, and you all know this, the cul-de-sac. A cul-de-sac. The street comes into an end, you circle around, and either you stay circling or you exit the way that you came. And we've all hit those moments where we start down this path and then we find ourselves circling our tail and just hit this plateau and we don't know what to do. And the only way for us to get out of that, or at least the only way that we think we can get out of that, is we just have to go back and say, I'm not this. I go out and I want to be a painter and I try to paint. And then as I paint, I don't understand this, I don't understand that, I don't understand this. And I'm trying, but I'm just not able to develop what I want and I can't get to the other side. Something is blocking me from getting to the other side. So eventually I decide I'm not a painter. Eventually I decide it's not for me. And I go on back out the other way and I go down another road and I say, all right, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Let's say I'm going to start to draw and I'm really going to, so practice this and get this better. So I go down this road and I hit this block and I go, oh, I don't know this, I don't know that, I don't know this, I don't know that. And I can't, and then I go and I take classes and I learn this and I learn that and I learn this. But there's a reason why I keep spinning around. There is something that I am not doing. that is not getting me through the cul-de-sac. The cul-de-sac exists for a reason. There's an emotional reason. There's a skill-based reason. Most of the time it comes back to an emotional reason. We might be, for example, comfortable where we are in life. And that comfort creates a little bit of caution in us. And we're not really, there was a time in my life where I said to a group of artists, I was like, it doesn't make any sense for me to post artwork online, because if I post artwork online, then I'm simply going to diminish my brand. That's it. I'm going to diminish my brand, because as soon as I push work out there, they're going to see I'm not as good as they might want me to be, right? A lot of fear in there. They're going to see all of these X, Y, and Z's. And then that leads to this caution. This leads to the fact that I'm just really comfortable where I am and I don't want to push through. And so I'd keep going out here and trying to work on work and constantly feeling like if I just pushed myself, I might run into a danger zone. Something might go wrong. And it became not worth it. There was a cost-benefit analysis that we're always playing. We're always running. And if that cost-benefit analysis isn't working out in the favor of the project that you want to do, you're going to hit that cul-de-sac and you're going to come back out the other side. Ultimately, what I learned, the tools, the strategies that I learned to get around that helped me build the company I have today and help all the artists that we've helped over the last couple years, specifically in just being an artist. It's really just, I'm incredibly proud of what we've been able to do to unlock artists. And here in this video, I just want to give you a couple of the tools that I've developed to help you grow. All right, and one of them is this idea of a cul-de-sac. What I ended up discovering was that my path forward was dealing with that caution and dealing with that cost-benefit analysis. And so ultimately what I had to do was I had to find a way through that answered all of the concerns that I had at the moment. So I created this idea of the art studio of the heart. I don't have to show people my artwork. Before I had to, because it was part of business, it was part of this, I had to. Now I just don't show people, but I still do it and I develop it. And I don't have to deal with all of the concerns and the fears, and I continue to grow. A simple little tweak that got me through the cul-de-sac, I built a tunnel underneath it and I worked my way on out and all the way through. But if we come back to this idea of how to be amazing, you have to remember that what we have to do is start to change our psychology or some element, find some trick, some way. But if we're looking at this ladder of achievement for artists, is one of the ways I think about it. I think about this as how do you achieve as an artist? What is the difference between, or what is the space between I'm interested, indecisive, and I'm going nowhere, to I'm passionate, this is my purpose, and I'm on fire, this is just, I'm feeling powerful and like I can do it. How do you progress, or what is the space that exists in between? And in this video, I'm going to leave you with just one thought and one thought only. Because if you're interested, the other side of this is indecisive. And what that means to me is that the one thing standing in the way of you growing as an artist is commitment. I talk to artists all the time. I interview them for the boot camp. I talk to them about their class, where they want to go. This is the one thing I'm looking for. It's almost the only thing. I don't ask to look at people's work. I know from my own experience that I can suck 1 minute and I can be great the next. What I am looking for and what I think is most important, and it's the one way that you are going to level up, is commitment. That's the one thing. If you were to focus on that one thing, if I could go back in time and look at all the moments in which I stopped because I wasn't sure, because I couldn't see the way forward. And I went and I tried another road only to hit that cul-de-sac again. And I was like, oh, well, maybe this is not for me. And then I went and I tried another road and I hit another cul-de-sac. And then left because I thought it's not me. All the while, the one thing I was missing, the one common thread amongst all the failures I experienced, was that I wasn't committed. That I didn't push through. I didn't find a way through the cul-de-sac. The one common thread was that I failed. But I didn't fail in terms of my effort. I didn't fail in terms of the people I sought out. I didn't fail in terms of even what I produced. I look back at that and I look at the work that I've produced in some of those areas that I thought were failures. And they're not. The one thing I failed at is commitment, is a devotion to this. If something is your purpose in life, you are not indecisive. If something is the thing that you are most passionate about, you are not indecisive in the face of passion. You either want to run towards it or run away from it, but you are not indecisive. It evokes a response in you. And so if you want to be awesome at what you do, and you're sitting down here interested in that, or if there's an aspect to the way you are approaching it that fits this, that's a little indecisive, a little bit interested, I maybe, then there's one thing you do right away. And that's you find a way to commit. Okay? You find a way to put the responsibility on your shoulders and for you to carry it. There's this great thing my wife told me, this great quote my wife told me early in our relationship. It was just something her father told her. You're only as responsible as the crown you wear. The prince is the prince. You know, he's irresponsible because he doesn't have the kingdom to be responsible to. The king wears the king's crown. He's responsible. The queen wears the queen's crown. She's responsible. As the prince or the princess levels up, and as they put on that crown, if they do not rise to the challenges, then that's the end of that kingdom. But when they rise, and they only need to rise because they put the crown on. They only need to rise because they put the crown on. They're fine as a prince until their moment is called upon them. And this is what you do in life with commitment, is you put the crown on. You find a way to put the crown on so that you have to be responsible. You tell a friend. Not your mom's going to forgive you. You tell a friend, you tell all your friends. You put a down payment on something, right? You put money into the equation because you're going to lose it. You find a way to do this. You broadcast it online. You say, this is what I'm going to do. You put the words out there. If you don't have the money, use the words. You put the words on your Facebook wall. Get them out there. Get them known to other people so that you now have to follow through. The human brain is amazing. It is designed. There has to be coherence between what you say and what you do. If there is not, there's one thing that happens. It's a form of pain, and that's called doubt. Confidence is a gift we give ourselves. We give it to ourselves by doing what we say we're going to do, by achieving what we think we can achieve. And if we don't do it, if we don't achieve it, then we will suffer. We will suffer doubt in ourselves, doubt in the universe, doubt of other people. We will suffer a lack of confidence. So you got to put it out there to put the thumb on yourself to really help level you up and just marshal your resources, right? Because you've got so many resources that you don't use right now. You don't use because you don't think that they're that valuable. But as soon as you put the thumb on yourself and you put that pressure there, then you're going to find the universe line up and things are going to start to coalesce. This is the nature of things. The world is a vast place. We all do a lot of random things. So how is it that we will ever get one thing done in life? And that is by committing to it in some form or another, and it's super easy to commit. So in the comments to this video, what are you going to commit to today to make sure that you achieve, right? So that you level up your life and you go from wherever you are right now to just awesome. Because you don't want to start at awesome. Nobody starts up here. Don't bother yourself with this. Start where you are. And what's the one thing you need to do to get where you want to be? If you're like me, my thought is it's going to be commitment. It's going to be that you just didn't follow through. I just didn't follow through. So leave me a note here. Let me know below this video, what is it that you're going to commit to do so that you put that into the universe and let it happen. Help it happen. All right, take care of yourselves. All the best.